Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the update, and I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending the time you are watching this very video from. I would like you to subscribe if you have not subscribed, and I would like you to drop a comment. I have listened to this audio I'm about to play, and it's all about disbursement, and I don't know how true it is. And I will leave it for you guys to listen to it and tell me what you think about this particular audio in the comment section. This is a review. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Omjolivia TV, your trusted destination for authenticated updates, informative and analytically based content. Everywhere in the ecosystem today is overwhelmed with excitement from bundle heads, the beneficiaries and NGO CEOs after the allocation of bundles by the UAAG to the NGOs on the UAAG app. I'm so excited to be here with you today in this brand new week in the much anticipated disbursement of UAAG grant. This current achievement by the UAAG signals the disbursement is finally at our doorstep. In today's session, we will address three critical subjects of urgent grant subscribers' importance in the ecosystem, which include but not limited to the concern of beneficiaries. What is the fate of beneficiaries in this disbursement, especially as NGOs are allocated to just one bundle? We will look again at the next question of NGOs. What is the fate of those NGOs who applied for 2,000 bundle heads and are currently being allocated to just one bundle? Finally, we will look at the timeline of disbursement. Now that bundle has been allocated to the NGOs, when is disbursement going to take place? I am the CEO of Omjolivia TV. Let's quickly look at the first subject of concern in this session, which is the fate of beneficiaries now that NGOs are allocated to just one bundle. Before now, everyone were anticipating 10 bundles, 100 bundles, 1,000 bundles. As such, NGOs embark on massive mobilization of both bundle heads and beneficiaries. Now it is a reality that it is just one bundle every NGO is entitled to. One bundle simply implies 1,000 beneficiaries to be disbursed to. If an NGO already have 1,000 bundle heads, that implies all the bundle heads becomes automatic beneficiaries. No avenue for other beneficiaries to benefit. But again, this reality doesn't apply to all NGOs in the ecosystem. A greater number of NGO CEOs don't even have bundle heads in them. I'm talking to you now, the beneficiaries that are already frustrated and worried that you are not going to receive this disbursement because it's one bundle. No, that's not the case. You will still receive disbursement because there are so many NGOs who don't even have bundle heads in their NGO. Reminisce back to months ago in somewhere 2023. So many NGOs were distributing Google Forms across the WhatsApps and Telegram groups to the attention of beneficiaries. These NGOs distributed this Google Form because they don't have time to mobilize bundle heads in their NGO, and they don't want to collect any money to run the affairs of their NGO from bundle heads or beneficiaries. As such, they circulated the Google form. You filled it and submitted to the NGO. Although you don't know the name, the phone number of this NGO to actually call them and familiarize with them, equally as certain if they will disburse to you. But be rest assured that these NGOs, although some of them already have interest in their community audience, in their friends, family, and workplace beneficiaries, You know, one person can actually exhaust 500 slots to his family members, to community members, or to local government or state audience. They are now aware of the sad reality, the worrying economic state of these beneficiaries. Having been aware of this, they will disperse to those Google form beneficiaries who fill this form in their NGOs. That is why we are equally seizing this moment to solicit on behalf of these beneficiaries, these NGOs who circulated the Google form, to please disburse to those beneficiaries who fill their own Google form, even when they don't know you in person. As a humanitarian body you are, have compassion for these beneficiaries. You are aware so many of them are already evicted by their landlords in their houses. Their kids are dropping out of school because of expensive school fees. Some barely feed 3 squares in a day. Let all these sad realities touch you and awaken the spirit of humanness and compassion to disperse to those Google form audience. At this point, you don't need to know if people are your friends, if you know anyone to benefit from this grant. It's not anymore a factor if you have to familiarize with any of your beneficiaries before you have pity to disburse to them. You are already aware of their sad economic state. Be a humanitarian body that you are and disperse to any beneficiary you encounter, either in the digital or physical environment, irrespective of their culture, their religion, or their race. Be a core humanitarian at this time. Your rewards will be so great and enormous, both in earth and in heaven. Thank you for going to do this for the grant ecosystem, for Nigerians, and for the black race. So the beneficiaries, trouble not yourself, because God has already touched the heart of these NGOs to consider those Google forms that you fill and will disperse to you. Now to the second subject of this session, which is the fate of NGOs who already have over 2,000 bundle heads in their NGOs and are currently being allocated to just one bundle. Have already seen in some WhatsApp groups where some grant subscribers are already asking, why should NGOs be mobilizing for 2,000 bundle heads, whereas they are aware that it's going to be few bundles allocated to them. This is not the case in this aspect. Remember, a few months ago, there was no benchmark reviewed by the UAAG on the total number of beneficiaries that a given NGO should mobilize. It was quite open for any NGO to apply for as many bundles as he or she so wishes. At that instance, some NGO applies for 5,000 bundles, 10,000 bundles, and no heavyweight NGOs like HODE, who have over 20,000 bundles in the ecosystem. All because everyone was in the thought that there will be adequate number of bundles to everyone. So you won't blame these NGOs who have 20,000, who have 10,000 or 2,000 bundle heads in their NGOs. Those ones that already pay money in these NGOs will have to make a review or adjustment of the number of bundles they submitted to the NGO. For example, when we say 2,000 bundle heads in a given NGO, it's not actually referring to 2,000 people in essence. It's a scenario of one person or one bundle head having 100 bundles, 50 bundles, 20 bundles, or 500 bundles in this NGO. So it may be actually 4 or 20 people that have the 2,000 bundles. So it's a matter of simple understanding. Then there are some NGOs that have 1,000 physical bundle heads, each of them paying money in the ratio of 1:2 bundles, 3 bundles, 10 bundles, at most 20 bundles per NGO. It still requires an adjustment of bundle numbers to fit in to such an NGOs. Hence, the NGO will still accommodate other audience of beneficiaries who aren't bundle heads. That implies it's simple for those bundle heads with more number of bundles like 100, 200 to adjust the number backward, downward. Hence, they can allow at least 300 or 400 available slots to be distributed to fellow other bundle heads in the NGO to supply at least 1 or 2 beneficiaries to the NGO in their families for disbursement, rather than still insisting on still taking 50 slots from the NGO. Now that 1 bundle is allocated to every NGO, everyone is to adjust in their number of slot expectation downward. Hence, everyone will be accommodated. When we preach for understanding, for tolerance, and for accommodation of each other, this is the appropriate time that needs the spirit of understanding, of adjustment, of accommodation to each other. Hence, there will be a level beneficiary ground of disbursement for all categories of subscribers of this grant. The final subject of urgent importance in this session is the timeline of disbursement now that bundles has been allocated to NGOs today. Remember last week we intimated you that on between Thursday and Friday, it is expected that an authority should come and hand over the final document and approval for money to be transferred to those NGO beneficiary accounts that will then disburse to the beneficiaries or NGOs. Remember last week we intimated you that there is an authority expected to show up in the office in one of these reputable agencies to hand over a document or approval that will warrant the transfer of this fund from the account it is domiciled to other designated NGO beneficiary accounts for onward disbursements to NGOs. We are already aware that CBN doesn't transfer money to NGOs directly. The CBN transfer money to certain government institutional accounts, not to NGO accounts. Those particular NGOs accounts, after receiving this money, will then transfer to the NGOs that disburses to the bundle heads and the beneficiaries. That is the stage we are right now. Today is the day everyone expects this authority to appear in the office and offer an authority for disbursement to take place. God willing, if this authority shows up today and hand over this approval, then we expect the protocol of disbursement to commence within 24 hours. That implies within 24 hours we are expecting to see the MOU being available in the app for NGOs to sign. We are expecting disbursement template to be made available to the NGOs to actually know the modalities, the entitlement that is assigned to the NGOs and the recipients. This grant doesn't give room for bundle heads. It's NGOs and recipients. That is why bundle heads are becoming instant recipients in this grant. So the template is expected to be out today too if this approval or authority to disburse is handed over to the grant handler. Going forward, within 24 hours, if the NGO CEOs are proactive, the MOU will be signed. Then disbursement can take place tomorrow or within the week. Since the bundle has already been allocated, it's evident that this is the week of disbursement in the grant ecosystem. So for the NGO CEOs or the bundle heads who are already criticizing this bundle allocation as being a gimmick to quell protest. Some are saying that the UAAG are rushing to allocate bundle in the app just to discourage those audience of grant subscribers who were gearing up for protest. Why should we always think at the opposing side, at the negative perspective of life, as if grant is not available for disbursement, even after so many reputable citizens of this country have affirmed that money is available in the CBN for disbursement to Nigerians? Why do we think that allocation of bundles by the UAAG to NGO CEOs at the app today is an attempt to discourage protest in the ecosystem? Let us believe for once that good thing can come from Nazareth. Let's believe for once that disbursement is finally taking place in our time. Don't be among those audience that think or wish in the essence that this is a delay attempt. For us, for all other positive thinkers in the ecosystem, disbursement process has started today, as long as bundle has been allocated to NGOs. We are expecting disbursements to happen in the next 23 to 48 hours in the ecosystem. That is the faith we are living on right now. I expect all grant subscribers in the ecosystem to live in this spirit. Hence, this thinking will usher in disbursement. There is a certain color of thinking that we put on that will destabilize and neutralize all positive occurrences that we're already accumulating to happen to ourselves. This is not a time for us to go negative. Think constructively to usher in this disbursement. When more than 8 million people come in together and think of disbursement, this thinking will drive disbursements to our bank accounts. Man is a reflection of what he thinks. Think the reality that you expect into your own destiny. So we expect disbursements to happen any moment from today, tomorrow, and Wednesday in this week, because the evidence of disbursement is already palpable in the ecosystem. Disbursement is already here in the weather. The next video will reveal how much a subscriber is going to receive. I wish to equally encourage you, the grant subscriber who is currently evicted in your house, or those grant subscribers who is terribly sick and stricken with a debilitating health anomaly, seeking money to buy drugs, and every other grant subscribers undergoing situations, terrible situations in this society. Continue to remain strong and encourage yourself that your wildly anticipated grant is going to take place for you to realize your wild life expectation. Don't comment negatively on those WhatsApps and Telegram groups. Always live at the positive phase of life, because you don't know God's plan for you as a human. Your comment actually decides how some people think in the ecosystem. Don't comment in a way that sends people into becoming a victim of stroke or hypertension. Don't comment in a way that sends people into committing suicide. Always remain positive at all times. In life, positivity overwhelms negativity. Be in the audience that think and act constructively, that think and speak constructively at all times, because we know nothing on this earth is actually permanent. No condition is actually going to remain forever. As you are undergoing that situation, God is already having a plan for you. You need to be alive and healthy to experience God's divine will for your life. That is why I keep encouraging everyone not to rule himself out in this life, because we don't know God's plan for us. After the UAAG grant, there are so many opportunities that are still going to come our ways, but we need to remain alive and strong to receive this. In the next video, we'll